For this video, I really had no idea what to do. So, guess what I decided to do? I decided to spend a very long time trying to make my own opening. I tried to make my own opening. And other people normally do it from random moves and decided it was good, so they made an opening. But me, my IQ is like 0 in chess. So can I do it? Stick around to find out. Also, I have a Chess with Subs arena with the passcode Chess with Streetpod, no spaces, and well, just no capital letters. I forgot to put in the description yesterday, so just look at this link and put it. So the link to this tournament is leechess.org/tournament/1ZJ YHT8D. It begins in 5 days at 5 p.m. aka it starts on July 11th at 5 p.m. So, if you want to join in 5 days ahead, because well, I can't live stream because YouTube won't let me. But if you do want to, just go ahead and join, and I'll give you some time to copy the link down below. Enough advertising. Let's get straight into the video. Today we're going to make our very own opening live. Well, I guess not live, but you know, the time that this video is being made. Anyways, so I want to look at my past games, which are all bullet, and look at what openings I don't use openings, I know. I don't really create openings. But I can't just create variations. So say I can't just take the Ponzion here and what if you do this or this, and if they do something you go like this. That would be a variation into Ponziani. So I wouldn't be making an opening. I would just be making a variation. And making a variation, you can't. You can't make a variation because that variation already exists. At least one person in the entire chess world has done it before. So, let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to do it for both white and black, so this is going to be a long video. So, first I want to create the opening and then go into the study and show it to everyone. I will think of an opening and then name it based on what it does. I guess then things are like Stafford doesn't really explain what it is. Anyway, we will see what we should do. Now e4, that's the king's pawn opening. D4 is the queen's pawn opening. C4, what is this? The English opening. E3 is the Vant Courage opening. Knight f3 is his. What are these names? Zukertort opening. F4 is the bird's opening. So we can't use any. I guess there's like 1,000 more, but I'm going to create a new opening. First of all, I have to create a new starting move. Then the ones you see here on the screen. Well, these are the most famous. Well, of course, E4 is famous. This is the first opening you learn. I want to create an opening that's different from all the famous ones. So, I want to make my opening really trappy. So, here are the pawns you pretty much can't use. F and knight. So here, these are the pieces we can't use, and that is absolutely fine. Actually, what about the other knight? Oh, what about? Bro, what? There's an opening for like every single pawn. And every single knight, which is 2. But what if I were to manipulate these pawns and these knights in a way that I don't really copy the opening? And I'll show you what I mean. You see, if I play the king's pawn opening, it's saying that I am using the king's pawn to bring out the queen and bishop, mostly to prepare the knight and take control of the center. But what if I were to play this? Let's see. So let's see what this do. It would, as you can see, it's a variation. But if I use a pawn that hasn't been commonly used, such as the H pawn, you can see it's called a Clement's opening. You can see that every single pawn has an opening. So instead of reading a variation, which we pretty much have to, which if we try this, oh my god, and if we try this, ta-da, and if you think we haven't done this yet, well, I'm pretty sure we've seen the main gate before. And, well, we have no options. We've done all these, and all of them are openings. Chess has come a long way, and there's no way to continue opening. But you can. You see, each opening has a different purpose. For example, if I were to go to black side and were to play the open game, and then were to play what is considered to be Stafford Gambit, you can see it's a Petrov's defense. This defense is known to be jarring and boring, especially due to symmetrical position. Quite dangerous. Knight takes e5 is a classical, and it shows that the point is that it was supposed to trap white. Now, if the Petrov's defense were to start here, then, and if their main line was knight takes e5, what would be the point of the Stafford Gambit? If the Petrov defense was only 2 moves long, then why would it even exist? The Stafford Gambit and all gambits are considered to be an opening, and all openings can come from other openings. And we can see this if I flip the board again. If I play this, the Queen's Gambit. Same thing with the King. You see, it's called the King's Gambit. And gambits are normally called openings, since they go into a lot of variations. And a lot of variations mean that, well, it can't just not be an opening if it has that many variations. And every single line and every single variation has another variation, but we're talking about a line. A line is not that, but a line is a game. Out of all the reported ones, this Stafford Gambit and the Queen's Pawn opening have a ton of variations. So I think I might just have the idea for this opening. We have to make our opening a gambit. As we saw before, all the options are taken for white. Every single possible move. We can't move the bishop, we can't move the queen, king, bishop, rook, and give the rook. But we can only move the pawns and the knights. And this is every single variation. Almost, because, well, there's too many to list for leeches. So, if we were to take the king's pawn opening and center game, we could make a good opening. But it has to be gambit. Because as we saw before, every single other option is taken. But what pawn do we use? We know we can't use the king's pawn because the king's gambit and the center game are already there. We know we can't use the queen's pawn because, well, the more dire gambit and the queen's gambit already exist. Now, what about this? This doesn't exist. But it's very risky. If for something to be gambit, it means you're giving up material, normally a pawn, for a positional advantage. But what would this give you? No pawns are in the center. So, if you were take and do this, it would not really win your thing. Just one square or two in the center. Let's try the other one. Maybe that'll give us some luck. Again, same thing happens and nothing really happens here. So, it's really hard to find out an opening where, well, you just don't know what to gain. So that's what we're going to think about first. So, my plan is, first, I'm going to think of what my gambit is going to gain. Then, I'm going to think of what pawn I should use. Then I'm going to be using my previous games to look for moves that I could use in the gambit. And finally, I will publish a study on the gambit. So let's think. Do we want to gain a positional advantage? Or do we want to gain a material advantage? Believe it or not, some gambits sacrifice a pawn to gain a positional advantage, and then use that positional advantage to later on create what seems to be a material advantage. For example, let's take the England Gambit, which is done by black. It must be played quickly, otherwise it won't work. Like here, instead of playing e5, you play this, and it takes. Now here, you have to play this, and takes. This opening is not very well known, because it's the wrong opening, yeah. Well, did you catch it was the wrong opening? That was a little mini game. And you know what? Let's do another one. It's mini game time. In this mini game, if you get the question wrong, you're gonna have to subscribe to the weirdest channel in the world. But if you win, then we'll get you next time. Okay? We'll get you next time. So, I'm going to play a line. And if you guess it correct, well, I just told you what happens. Alright, let's go. So, think what this position is. if you guessed whatever it said on the side, for it said open, oh, nope, for it said e6. And I was quick to cover this. You might be thinking, what position or what opening is this position in? It's actually the queen's pawn opening. A standard defense to this attack. If you go into the normal line, there's two ways to defend this. This or this. I guess that's not defending, so we won't talk about that. This or this. Now, it's entirely possible you could do this. And it's still the queen's pawn opening. Just a variation. So, if you got wrong, yeah. Welcome to the weirdest chess channel on the platform. And if you won, I guess nothing happened. Okay, back to the 200 IQ thinking session. So, I'm thinking that we should do it to gain a positional advantage. I already have a lot of games like this. For example, Stafford. Wow, black always won. Wait. So these are all losses? And in this, let's see what happened. What did my opponent play to get a positional advantage? Focusing on the center. As you can see, he put all his pieces directly to his center. This knight was aiming at the center, like this. This knight was literally in the center. This bishop is covering this, and well, that's it. For he had already sacrificed his bishop before. These are all his minor pieces. So we can see that the center is a really important square, as later on he gains a huge advantage to this knight and this bishop. And later on, he easily makes a pawn break with no minor pieces on the board except the knight and the bishop. The bishop is really useless in this pawn break because bishops are meant for open games and not closed ones, while the knight on the other hand is meant for closed games and not open ones because it can go over pawns, or all pieces I guess. Then f5, I tried to counter, and as you can see he accepted. And using this pawn break he continued to weaken my defenses. And he spotted this line, and he used this queen to attack. So, essentially what we're going to draw out of this game is we're going to save our powerful pieces, and then put all our minor pieces and draw out lines, or holes, openings in his defense. And then we got our big boys, or big pieces, and then, well, we deliver checkmate, which didn't happen in this game, I guess. Let's go to another one. Random. Okay. In this, black won. So let's see. As you can see, nothing really happened. Really, in the beginning, he went for the center and guarded his pawn. So we can draw that we can discard pawns, and he still does it. All of these pieces are aiming for center. He's putting his big pieces back, and then going for the attack later on. And well, he delivered checkmate. So what we're going to use for this is we are going to, what's this, well, I don't know what that is. So we are going to use, well, what is the trickiest opening, or the trickiest color in chess? Black. For it's completely destroying white in the most traps with the Stafford Gambit. It has so many traps and really funny ones, like Uno or a queen, where you sacrifice a queen to deliver checkmate. That's just beautiful. So we're gonna do it with black as well. to make black even more powerful. Yay! Alright, so we are going to pick something from this. Let's say a normal e4 game. And then I am going to try to gain positional advantage. How about, is f5 already opening? It is. Interesting. That, I know that's his game, maybe. What about this? Is this a Sicilian? Yes, a Sicilian. One stock. Bro. What? 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 How do you? Okay, change of plans. Not e4. How about? The queen's game is the queen's pawn opening is really annoying. And to cancel it, we will. Of course, we're gonna draw our big pieces back. Stop playing this and drawing us into the opening. What if we were to play this? Okay, so this is the opening. So what happens with this? That just deletes the queen's pawn opening. So the counter queen gambit, I guess. But then we have to go and see what would happen. And I'm gonna go and just play out a normal game. As you can see, black is clearly more developed. We can just go for a normal opening here. And pretty much he can't bring out any bishops, so he can bring out this. And then by the time he's done with that, we're already ready. So he does this, and we can bring out a really nice thing. We can do this. He takes, because it's free, this. And he's obviously going to move back, maybe. He can move back here, and then over here. Our rook is now playing free. Our bishop can move here, but I think this. He can't go here, he can't go here, he can't go here, but takes just this, and we have a really good bishop. If he goes over here, well, I guess you can now do the same thing, I guess. And if he goes here, I could just, well, play this. And why you couldn't do this before, if he castled, the bishop was still here, it would be really long and hard to get. And all we need to do is just go like this, and that bishop is out of there. It has no skip source with the king, rook, or the queen, rook, and knight blocking it from escaping. So what does this accomplish us? It accomplishes the bishop. It stops the queen's pawn opening. So I'm gonna call it queen's counter, but I don't want to just do that, so I'm gonna do in English to Romanian translation. And why this might sound weird, trust me. Queen counter. Oh, well, let's try. I don't know. Calling it queen's counter, the queen's counter gambit is gonna be weird. How about Chinese traditional? No. Chinese simplified? No. I don't even know what that is. How about bro? I'm just gonna click random stuff. What changed? Okay, never mind. We're just calling you Queen's Counter. Yeah. So, time to make the study. We're done with this video. So, we're gonna call it, we're gonna create one. We're gonna call it the Queen's Counter. The new 7/6/2022 Queen's Counter Gambit by 3B. And if you guys want to edit my thing, well, just send a PNG, I guess, in the comments. And then we're just gonna, now that people browse freely, nobody, only me, actually I'm gonna let everyone, only me, call it the basics and introduction. And of course, we have to make the orientation white. No, wait. Were we white or were we black? Black. We can't do the Queen's opening, so we gotta be black. So, I'm also going to show you how to create one. So, at the beginning, you want to put what you want to say hello and all that greeting. So, I'm just going to do that. And this gambit. That's 7/6/2022 2:58 p.m. 8. So then we're gonna put the first move. Oh, no. No. I am so sorry. Okay, so to promote, I think if I remember correctly, how do you promote it? How do I promote it? Oh well, only one thing to do. Okay, so you wanna put your title. You're gonna put what you're doing. So, my person who is going to see this is gonna be black. We're gonna make it interactive lesson so they can actually interact with it, as you've seen in my other videos. And then at the beginning, we're gonna do this, and then the first move will be this. And so the first move that we're gonna do. Oh my gosh! I just should have put it on side. This, right? No, wait. Nice. No! Oh my gosh. Well, I will continue trying to make this because I'll rewatch the video. So, I hope you did enjoy this. Click here for the videos best for you. Click here for the most recent upload. Click here to subscribe. As always, have a great time. Goodbye.